This video is about children in need. Now the BBC is begging again for money, donations for children in need. And I just can't get over the huge hypocrisy and the cheek of the BBC, which is a propaganda organisation. And the BBC hired Jimmy Savile, Britain's most notorious paedophile, for over 50 years, hosting a children's TV programme, and he would appear on Children in Need. And the BBC are forcing pensioners to pay for their licence fees, and this will cause huge amounts of worry and harm to pensioners and will reduce their incomes. And so the BBC are actually causing pensioners to be in need through their licence fee, and we shouldn't even have to pay a licence fee. It's the most evil propaganda tax. So you actually pay a tax, you're forced to pay a tax, or they put you in prison to own a TV, even if you don't even watch the BBC. So I don't watch the BBC. I'm fed up with the BBC spending the money on rubbish dancing shows, and they no longer provide any interesting content, and all their programmes are propaganda and historically inaccurate as well, which really angers me. And their science programmes are all propaganda, their history programmes are propaganda, so you get no authentic history or opinion on the BBC. It's all bias and it's all propaganda. And here we have Jimmy Savile with Children in Need, and you will notice here that Jimmy Savile and Children in Need, that you have a pyramid here and you had a teddy bear here with one eye. So you have the one eye symbolism of the Freemasons and the Illuminati. So you have a pyramid, you have a teddy bear, and you have the one eye symbolism. And when teddy bears are with grown-up men, it's a sign of paedophilia. Okay, so there you have it. And just the hypocrisy that the BBC begging again, when this corporation earns billions and it forces the public to pay to watch their own propaganda and mind control, and it's a total disgrace, and I'm fed up with it. You see, here's Jimmy Savile again with the pyramid, the one eye symbolism. And here's Gary Glitter also, Children in Need. I mean, you cannot make this up. The BBC actually forces people to pay a licence fee that takes a huge amount of income out of their annual budget, especially if you're poor and if you're a pensioner, and they want to actually take away the free licence fee for pensioners. And this is an absolute disgrace, and now they're begging for money on TV again, asking you to donate. And why doesn't the BBC actually ask the question, why do we have children in need in England, such a rich country? It's because the government have actually cut all the benefits and all the safeguards for children and disabled people, so that they have forced loads of people to commit suicide because they can no longer get their benefits. And they create a society where the wealthy have all the wealth and the poor have a much harsher life, and their benefits are cut, and so they've got no way to escape from the poverty trap. And so the BBC, which is a propaganda organisation for the government, which causes suffering in children and in pensioners by cutting their benefits, is now begging for money, and the BBC want to charge pensioners for their licence fee. It is a disgrace, and the BBC has had paedophile hosts, I say the most notorious paedophile, and no one was ever blamed. No one ever lost their job. You had this huge inquiry and no one lost their jobs. I mean, and now they're begging for money. Again, you see loads of people with a petition for the BBC to scrap its plans, but it's still nothing. So I'm just totally fed up with the BBC and their propaganda programmes, and I'm fed up with the licence fee, and it's the BBC that should be put in prison, not people who don't pay the licence fee. Okay, thanks.